I was young, really young. Can you believe? Someone just laughed in the back. Hey. Now, I know what you're asking, cynical person that you are. What is the connection between IWC and Top Gun really? Is this just another movie tie-in? Is this another product placement? Is this some sort of paid position that IWC have managed to secure? Well, that depends on whether you consider the fact that 15 years ago, IWC started the Top Gun Flight Academy. And to celebrate that, they launched the Pilot's Double Chronograph in 2007. So, IWC have been sponsoring the official Top Gun Flight Academy, which is why all of these watches can bear the Top Gun logo. So there is a deep integration of what IWC do and this brand Top Gun that is once again against all odds. Who can believe this? Tom Cruise in another Top Gun movie, God knows how many years after the first one. I remember that as a kid. I was young, really young. Can you believe? Someone just laughed in the back. Hey, but this brand has a deep resonance with many people, including me, the Top Gun brand I mean. But let's talk about these watches because each represents some pretty interesting developments for, firstly, the Big Pilot 43, which in this case is in black ceramic. So we have the Big Pilot 43 design with a silver crown and a dashing black and white color scheme with this beautiful oxblood red naming of Top Gun on the dial. This to me is the most attractive combination of colors. I think that this is the most attractive iteration yet. Let's go through some of the specs. Big Pilot 43 is in fact 43.8 millimeters in diameter and it is a reasonable 13.9 millimeters high. It has 100 meters of water resistance, which is handy. Flipping the watch over, you are reminded that this is indeed Top Gun affiliated. We have a big Top Gun logo on the titanium caseback, titanium being a very nice material hypoallergenically for your skin. So really, we have the Big Pilot 43, a much more wearable version of the Big Pilot's watch in all its glory with a couple of strap options to come and again in this super dashing black, red and white color scheme that we've seen on the Mark 18 previously and now it appears in the Big Pilot 43. The second watch we're talking about is one that I can promise you, having held this watch in Geneva, is something you're going to want to track down. And that is because it is a Ceratanium Pilot's Chronograph in 41 millimeters and it has a Ceratanium bracelet. Now, I don't know if you're as fascinated by Ceratanium as I am, but there is just something about this material and how proud Chris Granger is of this material that has my interest properly piqued. Now, here's a little flashback to a walk through the IWC booth at Watches and Wonders 2022 with Chris, who couldn't help but bounce into this part of the IWC booth that showed how these materials come together. Here's a little snippet.
Anyway, so here you see really we brought the entire process to Geneva for you to have a look at. So when the material is cast, when the original alloy is cast, this is actually what stays behind. Look at that rainbow effect you get on it, and that's actually the raw Ceratanium coming out of the smelting process,
basically. That doesn't look workable as a case material in that state.
So the raw ingot basically comes out like this. It's pretty much titanium color. We then forge it using 20-ton pressure, like a huge hammer and anvil. This is done in the Bernese Highlands in Switzerland. And then we receive it in the IWC Manufacturing Center in Schaffhausen in different diameter Ceratanium rods, which basically already have that titanium color and finish on it. And then we machine it completely at IWC, pretty much the same process as titanium, to really control the flammability, that oil mist that is coming off, super combustible. In the end, the surface finish is sandblasted, and then we kiln fire it, high temperature, secret formula, to develop like bread baking process, that really deep, unscratchable black finish to the material. And that's really how it goes from raw metal to finished item. You can see the weight difference here, and then Ceratanium here.
Interesting.
See the difference.
It is lighter, right? How much lighter is it?
It's about half the weight.
About half the weight. So getting to the particulars of this Ceratanium Pilot's Chronograph, we have dimensions of 41 mil by 14.5 mil high. So this is a day-date chronograph, which packs a lot of function into the case. And that's where we're getting that extra 0.6 or so millimeters on the Big Pilot 43. It is smaller in diameter, but it is higher in case height or thickness, and that accounts for all of this functionality. And again, we have a very different aesthetic color scheme here. My eye was searching for something to pop on this dial. It doesn't happen. This is a black and gray color scheme. So super stealthy, and again, it matches this matte Ceratanium case and bracelet. It really is a blacked out situation. It is a city with all the lights off, and yet this very muted gray in the mix. It's quite beautiful. However, it does not have, like in the BP43 Top Gun, that oxblood red to really pop out of the dial. Flipping over the watch, we have a sapphire caseback compared to the BP43, which has the closed caseback. And through that, you can see the caliber 69385, which is an IWC manufactured movement with 46 hours of power reserve, and some nice Côte de Genève decoration on the base plate. The sapphire crystal glass has anti-reflective coating, which means in most lights, this glass looks like it's hardly there. Like the BP43 Top Gun, this watch also has 100 meters of water resistance, so you can wear this with confidence in most environments. All of these are sexy watches. There's just no other way to describe them. They have that black, stealthy pilot insinuation with a lot of the comfort and a lot of the functionality that we need for daily life when we're not just flying in the skies. An interesting little side fact about these watches is that they have what IWC are calling sapphire glass secured by a drop in air pressure. And what that means is that they've actually created something of a vacuum inside the watch case to reduce the amount of pressure and to reduce the likelihood of that crystal popping off due to pressure variance. So really we have this an aviation story woven through not only the technical story of the watch, but the aesthetic story of the watch. See you in the comments. Thanks for watching Time+Tide.